How's it going, everyone? It's K here, and today we're going to be talking about a video game that just came out, actually. This game is Willy's Wonderland on the Xbox Series X. Now, this is a video game based off the movie of the same name, Willy's Wonderland, starring Nicolas Cage, and I have to be honest with you, Willy's Wonderland is like my favorite movie of all time. I absolutely love that movie. When it first came out, I had all of my family over, and we all watched it on my birthday, and it was really fun, and I have fond memories of that movie. And I try to watch it at least once a year because I really do enjoy that movie so much. And this video game kind of takes an interesting direction because I didn't expect it, although it makes perfect sense. This is a beat-em-up. So think of Streets of Rage, and that's basically what this game is. It's basically a 3D version of Streets of Rage inside a Willy's Wonderland setting. And I actually really like it. I think it's really cool looking. I actually kind of like the graphics. I know some people weren't a huge fan of the 3D graphics, but I feel like to get the look of the animatronics right, and to try to get, all the detail on a lot of the faces of them and everything, you almost have to have the 3D graphics for this game for it to work. A lot of people are also judging this like this is a $60 game, and it's not. This game is only $5. So I feel like you do have to take the price into account whenever you're reviewing a game like this. And when you take the price into account and you realize that this is only a $5 game, and it's actually on sale for about $4.50 for the next 12 days at the time of, making this video, that's really not, it's not bad. It's really not bad for $4.50 or $5. It's really not. It's a fun little game. It's a fun little beat-em-up game. It's not perfect. It's definitely rough around the edges. But I think if you're a fan of Willy's Wonderland, you should probably give it a try. Because, $5, that's really not that much. And it's definitely worth it if you enjoy the movie. Now, it doesn't have everything that the movie has. Nicolas Cage is unfortunately not in this video game. I know. I was upset when I saw that too. I was just like, no Nicolas Cage. But I get it. I'm sure getting the license to put Nicolas Cage in the video game is not cheap, so I 100% understand that decision. But you still do get to pick one of two characters. You can either play as a janitor, or you can play as this girl who also gets locked inside Willy's Wonderland. And you just go through each level, beating up a bunch of people in masks, a bunch of different animatronics. Sometimes you fight people who are in like riot gear and they have guns and stuff like that. And then at the end of each level, there is a big boss fight. And the boss fights are actually really fun. Each boss fight feels very unique, which was really cool to see. They did a good job actually of making the majority of the enemies feel unique to one another. Each enemy type really does feel completely different from the other types, Like, there's one character specifically that can control drones, and this character type can throw her drone around, and then you have to kind of watch her because she can control her drone, but she'll also have this, like, shield up that she can put around her, so you have to try to attack her to destroy her and the drone. You have people running around with just like knives and swords and stuff. You have your animatronics, and the animatronics all have their own different moves and stuff. So quite a bit of variety in terms of the enemies, and I feel like each one is pretty darn unique, and that's pretty good. The actual gameplay itself, yes, it's a little bit clunky. I can forgive it personally because, again, it's not that expensive of a game, but you will definitely realize that this game does not play as smooth as something as, like Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage plays super smooth. This game is not quite that smooth. This game's definitely rough around the edges. It's not a perfect game. I want to throw that out there. And honestly, the majority of the people who I would recommend this game to would probably be people who are just wanting to play every single beat-em-up game that comes out. The people that want to do that, this probably is a game that you'll want to try. It's definitely not going to live up to, something like Streets of Rage 2 or Streets of Rage or anything like that. It's not going to live up to that game. But if you just want to try to play through every beat-em-up game, that's kind of who this game feels like it's geared towards. The people who are okay with the budget titles, okay with trying out, games that may not be perfectly polished. This is really for the kind of like either the hardcore beat-em-up fans or the hardcore Willy's Wonderland fans. That's who this game is for. And if you're not either of those, it's going to be really hard to recommend this game to you. This game does have actually some unique stuff that's only in the game compared to the movie. You do get a boss fight that is a bunch of the animatronics all put together, which is really cool. That's something that you don't see in the movie. And you also get to see a cursed version of Siren. And you kind of get this in the movie, but they definitely went more hardcore with it in this game, and they kind of did a good job of just making it feel unique in this game compared to what it does in the movie. And another thing I gotta bring up is that they also do have special moves in this game, and I actually beat this game the first time. I played through it twice and beat it once as each character. And the first time I played through it, I didn't know that there were a bunch of special abilities that you could use. I knew about like your standard, like boost attack where you can ram the enemy, and I knew about your spin attack, but there's actually some other abilities that you have as well. You can save up your combo meter, and once you get your combo meter to a certain level, you actually get extra abilities if you hold down the left bumper and then you press one of the actual just, A, B, X buttons. When you do that, you'll get a different ability, and your combo bar will go towards that ability. So there's different things that you can do, like you can heal and it will give you some health over time for a little bit. There's stuff that will give you extra damage and things like that. So just a little boost like that you'll want to keep in mind whenever you're playing through the game. Like I said, I beat the game the first time without even realizing that was a thing, and then the second playthrough, I realized that was a thing, and it made the game a lot easier, I will say. The game's not super difficult either, but still, it's nice to know that those abilities are there before you go into the game. This game, though, it's not difficult at all. It's actually, I would say it's probably on the easier side of video games, and that's not a bad thing. Actually, I like games that are a little bit easier. It only has 2 difficulties. It has normal mode and hard mode. I played through it on normal mode, which was the default, and yeah, I had a fun time playing through it. I think that this is a fun little game for $4.50 if you get it on sale, or $5 when it's regular priced. I think that this is a good game for $5. I really do. I don't think it's that bad. I think considering the price is so cheap on the game, it's kind of hard to, go too hard at this game just for the fact that it is so cheap. It's, so I think that if you're a beat 'em up fan, try out Willy's Wonderland. I think if you are a fan of Willy's Wonderland the movie, try out this game. I think you're going to enjoy at least the scenery of this game, if nothing else. You're going to enjoy being back in the setting of Willy's Wonderland. And this game definitely does make you feel like, you're in Willy's Wonderland. It puts that setting, like, in video game form pretty darn well. So I think that's something that this game should be commended for, at least. I do want to talk about real quick just the way that this game's life system works. The way that this game's life system works is at the beginning of each level you get 3 lives, and if you run out of lives during the level, you basically have to restart from the beginning of the level. I actually like this. It does make the game pretty easy because, at least you don't have to restart the entire game if you run out of lives, so that's nice. And also, it does make it a little bit easy too, because let's say you finish the level and you only have like 1 life left after the boss fight. When it goes to the next level, you'll automatically have 3 lives anyway. So no matter what, you'll always start the level with 3 lives, and you'll never have to restart the game like from scratch because you ran out of lives. You can just restart the level, which that's nice. I like that quite a bit, honestly. So yeah, I prefer that way of doing it. It's nice to not have to restart the game when you run out of lives. It's restarting the level is not a big deal because the levels aren't super long anyways. I also did get 1,000 gamer score in this, and I got it in probably, it was less than an hour, and I got all of the gamer score. Kind of the funny thing is that it requires you to beat the game as both characters to get the actual, one of the achievements, and you actually only have to replay the final level. When you're doing your second playthrough, you actually don't have to replay through the entire game to get the achievement for beating the game as both characters. You only have to beat the final level, so if you just want to replay the final level as the other character, you can get the achievement that way. So I went ahead and played through it both ways, all the way through anyways, just because, why not? It's not a long game anyway. But still, I just figured I'd throw that out there because I thought that was kind of funny. But I like this game. I don't think it's terrible. It's not the greatest game in the world. It's nothing that's going to set the world on fire. And honestly, I think for most people, this probably isn't for them. Like I said, this is mainly for the hardcore beat-em-up fans and the hardcore Willy's Wonderland fans. The people that want to play every beat-em-up, and the people that are obsessed with Willy's Wonderland like I am. That's who this game is for. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe button down below. Check out Willy's Wonderland. It's cheap. It's a $5 game. And if you pick it up within the next few days of this video coming out, it's like $4.50. So you get a little bit of a discount. Not much one, but hey, a little bit of a discount's better than none, right? So I will talk to you in the next video. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.